Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Thanks so much for stopping by, and today I have a bunch of thrifty finds to share with you guys. They are all craft related items and a lot of doilies and laces and some material, a couple items for junk journals, and a couple items for organization that I wanted to share with you guys. Some of the items I found, but the majority of it my mom found. And when I was at the thrift store today, I found a good pile of stuff that I wanted to share with you guys. There are lots of different types of doilies. I did find them at a great price. They were like a quarter or 50 cents each. Another 25. These ones are both quarters. I thought this one was kind of cool. It was like a Battenberg type doily, but it has that vintage feel to it because it's already kind of an ecru or cream color. And what I liked about a lot of the doilies that I found today were that a lot of them were handmade. They weren't machine made, so that was kind of fun. Again, all these doilies were a quarter. Now the next few I think were 50 cents that I found. Here was a pink one. And this one was $1, but it has a whole bunch that you can take apart on that one, and it's multicolored. Kind of some nice pastel colors on that one. And then these ones are like, this one's I think a dresser scarf they called it, and they charged me, I think this one was 50 cents. But it looks like a large piece of lace, so that was kind of why I picked that one up. You can do a lot with that one, and it was pretty long, so it was a dresser scarf for 50 cents. And this was a valance, and today they had the valance items or the curtains. They were 50% off. So I got this for, it normally was $1. I got it for 50 cents, but I just bought it because it had the kind of the sheer fabric on it, but it also had some embroidery on it, and I just thought that would be fun for some different projects. So I picked that up. I also picked up a set of napkins, and I got 6 napkins, and they were $1.50, but they had this gorgeous cut work on it. It's in a gray color, and then also some edging that I might be able to cut apart and use on some different projects. So I picked those up because I got 6 of them again for $1.50. Thought that was a pretty good deal. And today at the thrift store, all material was 50% off. So I got this bolt of kind of some sheer fabric, and I wanted to use this for making flowers. Original price was $5, but I got it for $2.50. And again, it's just some nice sheer fabric. I haven't taken it off, so I'm not quite sure how much is on there, but it looks like there's several yards of that fabric. The other fabric that I picked up again that was 50% off is our store sells a lot of remnants. And what's nice at our store is they do roll them up, and then they actually put on the price tags how big the pieces are. And this one was 50 cents, so I got it for a quarter, and it's kind of a nice pink color. I want to make some flowers for a gypsy journal or a fabric book I'm working on, and so I picked these up for that specifically. This one was also 50 cents, so I got it for a quarter. And then I picked up this one. This one was also 50 cents, so I got it for a quarter. It just had a nice kind of vintage rose color and the off-white color again for vintage projects. I thought that was a nice piece of fabric for that. A couple weeks ago, I did stop by an antique store. I was looking for something else, but they did have some... They did have kind of a craft room, and most of their items were kind of spendy at the antique store, but they did have this beautiful trim, and they only charged me 50 cents for it all, so it's over a yard. But again, I thought it was really pretty for 50 cents, and that came from the antique store. On another visit to another thrift store, they have bins of doilies and dresser scarves and those kind of things, and their bins are either 50 cents or a quarter. So this pile right here was 50 cents, and this pile right here was a quarter. And in the 50-cent pile, they had this nice doily with some edging. It's a pretty big one, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. Then this also was in that same bin, and this one I'll probably cut up and use the pieces on it. Here's another dresser scarf. I just liked the pattern and thought it might work good for a cover of some sort of fabric book or a page in the fabric book, so I did pick that up along with these two. And one One of these has a stain on it, but I'll just tea dye it. Yeah, it's this one right here that has the stain on it. But again, a pretty long dresser scarf. And I did like the pattern in it. Then here's another dresser scarf. And this one's doubled up, so this one's a long one also. But just a nice little pattern, again, for a fabric book. I thought that would be nice. And this one is shaped kind of like a pennant or a triangle piece. I think they use these to decorate the backs of chairs and stuff. I know my mom used to when I was little. She used to have things like this on the backs of her chairs. So that one, again, I don't know if I'll leave it as is or if I'll cut it up and use the pieces on it. Here's another one that I picked up, and I got 2 of these. So there's the other one. They also had these napkins in that bin, and I picked these ones up again. I want to work on that gypsy book or boho type book. And so for 50 cents, I thought these were good colors, but they also had the beads on the edging. So I picked that one up, and then also this one. And I think the tag on these said that they came from Pier 1 imports. So, and then the other item that I was really excited about was this placemat, and it's actually plastic. But I want to use this for tea dyeing to make some doily type patterns on my paper for tea dyeing journal pages. So I was really excited about that. Hopefully I find a few more like this down the road, just so I have some different patterns to play with. But that's a good start for that project. And then here was the quarter bin. In this one, I got the bag for a quarter, and they had a couple little small handmade doilies, and there were a couple like handmade crosses, which I thought were neat if I wanted to make another prayer journal. I would have a few of those kind of cross bookmarks to stick in there. And then there were a couple doilies in different colors. Then one more cross, and then I'm not quite sure what these were, if these were like, because they're round, so they're not quite doilies. If they were a hat maybe for a baby doll or something, a small baby doll. But I might just be able to cut them up and use parts of these on projects. And so I got 3 of those in there. So I didn't think that was a bad price for a quarter. And this I thought was kind of cool also. Again, for a quarter, it's like a little basket that someone made. And it does open up so you can put something inside of it. So I thought that was kind of neat. I'd never seen one of those before. This was also a quarter, and I can't remember what this is called. My mom used to do this, some sort of needlework craft where they make the flowers and they cut out the little squares and stuff. I can't remember what that's called, but that was a quarter. Here's some more kind of like lace background pieces. Again, I think these were originally made to hang on the backs of chairs, because there's this side and then there's like 2 like armrest sizes. So I picked up those 3 pieces. And there's that one. There's a little bit of embroidery work on that one. And I got a ton of doilies. Again, these are all a quarter, so I thought that was a great deal. It's hard to pass up when you can find doilies for a quarter. You know, some of them are handmade, and then other ones like these ones are the machine done ones. But I have a few other ones that are very similar to this one, and I do want to make a doily book, so it'll be nice that I have several that are this size. I did pick up this blue one. This one's kind of a double layered one. And then here's a really pretty Battenberg one. This one does have a little bit of staining again on it, but I think I can tea dye it so it'll all be the same color. Another one with a little bit of embroidery on it. And here's a big cloth one. I just like the color. This one's a vintage looking one. And I really love the outside on this doily. just material in the middle, but I really liked the edging on that one. It'd be fun to hang off of some book pages in a journal. And a couple like this I picked up. Again, these ones I'll probably cut apart and just use pieces when I make doily flowers. But again, for a quarter you can't go wrong. And a couple more dresser scarves. This one's a little bit smaller. And then these two are very similar. And this is folded in half, so it is quite long. But again, just kind of some nice embroidery work on that one. And I think, yeah, this one has the exact same design on it, so I won't bore you showing the exact same thing again. And then a couple pieces of some appliques and some trim that my mom found at the thrift store. She did find these and she paid 50 cents each for them. So here's 1 yard of this type of trim. Originally it looks like Walmart might have sold these and they were $1.93 and Walmart had them down to $1 and the thrift store put them at 50 cents. And then here's a couple appliques. And then here's some really nice floral appliques, which these ones will be easy to cut up and use some of the different pieces on that one. And our thrift store does have the Reader's Digest books. And they used to sell them for 10 cents each, but now they're up to a quarter. But I always kind of hit that spot in the thrift store up just to see if they have any new ones or different ones that I don't have. And so I did find this one that I thought the cover was really pretty. It's kind of some pinks and blues, kind of some shabby colors on there. So I really liked that one. And then I also liked this one. Kind of a mint green and gold color. So I did pick that one up also they were a quarter each. I also picked up a couple of organizational things for my craft desk. I did like this one because it had that distress feel to it. Some of the paint is actually chipping off of it, so I will put a clear coat of some sort of finish over this just so it doesn't chip anymore. I like how it looks right now, but again, I was thinking I just need a couple things on my desk that I can hold some junk journal items and then put them away when I'm done. And so I thought this would be perfect for that. There's two little spots for it. And then with the same idea, I also picked up this one. I don't mind this pattern. It's a vintage kind of rose pattern on it, but I don't really like the brown on it. So I might chalk paint that kind of a vintage color or paint it, or I might just redo the whole thing in chalk paint. I'm not sure yet. But, and both of these were $2 each. So I thought that was a good deal for just a quick and easy storage solution for my desk. So the last finds I wanted to show you guys were finds that my mom and dad made. They were at a rummage sale over the Labor Day weekend, and it was mostly guy stuff, so that's why my dad wanted to go to this rummage sale. And my dad happened to point out to my mom that this guy was selling a bunch of material and laces, so my mom went through it and picked out what she thought I would like, and they were in boxes. I went ahead and re-washed all of it because there was a couple pieces that smelled like smoke. So I washed everything in here and re-wrapped them. And I just wanted to show you guys there were some good finds. And so she ended up walking away with 3 boxes. And the guy charged her $10 for all of the lace that I'm going to show you guys now. And I won't go through every last piece. But this one had a few of the nicer stuff. I kind of sorted them out a little bit already. This one did have a couple of Venice laces in it, but also some of this kind of cotton eyelet trim, some people call it, embroidery lace, I've heard, or trim, I've heard some people. But there were some different designs on some of them. Some of them had butterflies and flowers, some really nice ones. And these are all at least a yard. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 5 different ones on that little set. And so there are quite a few more of those. They all have like 4 or 5 different types on there. I told my parents that they don't need to pick me up any more lace for a while because they found so much stuff. And I couldn't believe that they got all of this for $10. And The guy that was selling it was trying really hard to talk my mom into buying more, but like I said, she kind of picked through it and picked out the ones that she thought I'd be most likely use. So here's some more of that type of trim, but it's more of an ecru or an off-white color. And there was a little bit of pink in with the trims, and so I just wrapped them all in the same one. I really love this one right here. And then I thought this one was kind of nice too. It has the little flowers on in the middle of it. And this one is very dainty, and it has just hints of pink on the edges. I don't know if that'll show up very well in the camera or not. But there was some cool trim. And this one had some kind of more unique trim also in it. I know this one had like little bows on it. And this one had hearts on it. But this is more of the specialty type lace. And then same with this one also. I thought that this one has hearts on it. I thought that was kind of pretty. Just some nice little laces, and all these were a yard of these different ones. This one just has flowers, so these will be perfect to cut apart and use in centers of flowers. And that one's a flower trim. And let's see, these ones are some off-white ones. I think this one might be vintage, this one down here on the bottom. But some off-white, vintage colored looking ones. And then again, just lots of really of your basic white lace on an off-white lace on kind of the rest of these on here. These ones had the beads on them. Some of them had the beads. And this one had flowers on it too, so that one was kind of cool. Then there was a little thing of satin ribbon in with them. And there was also some colored lace. This one has two different sizes of this green lace on it. And same with this burgundy one. There's two different sizes on that one. This one was kind of pretty. It has a vintage feel to it. And the one that I wanted to point out on these ones right here, there's some black lace, which sometimes black lace is hard to find, and some red, but I really like this one right here. It had little hearts on it. And another journal that I've been collecting supplies for is an Alice in Wonderland one, and I just thought with the Red Queen that this would be perfect for that journal. So I was excited to see that in with this bunch of lace that my mom found. And then here was the last bit of lace that my mom found in with those other stuff that was the $10. And this one, she also picked up these for me. They were just like someone's dress sleeves at that same rummage sale, and they had a box of free stuff and they were in there, so I might be able to use these on something. And this was also in the free pile, so she picked this up for me. And this one I'll probably cut apart and use the pieces either in a flower, a doily flower, or else I also thought if you had a small image, you could use this as a frame for that. And inside this bin right here, I did wrap some of the stuff already. Again, I washed all this stuff, but again, these are all kind of your basic white laces, different lengths and widths on these ones. And then all of these right here are all snippets, and I kind of sorted them a little bit. These were some wider snippets. These were all ones that were less than a yard, but I sorted them a little bit. Like I said, there were some wider ones in both of those. This one I use a lot of that eyelet lace I've stuck in here along with some of the colored ones and ones that I thought I would be more likely to use. I stuck in this bin. This one had some colors, and this one I think some of these I still need to wrap. I don't think I got to this one yet. There's some blue and some pink and some pretty like double layered lace in this one. This one I still, like I said, I think I still need to wrap those ones, and I just didn't get to it before I started filming. This one's all snippets of some very basic white lace, off-white lace. There's some colored lace in there. And then a couple more wider pieces of lace in that one. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and happy crafts.